To be or not to be? That is the question. Whether it's nobler in love to suffer the slings and arrows of our latest fortune, to die, to sleep, no more. These are some of the words I'm reciting from the great William Shakespeare. So I'm not a Shakespearean actor. I have learned that he is a historical legend. He knows how to make stories come to life in the world of theater. Which is why my next review is going to be all about theater and my career in acting. Only the careers I took. And believe me, my career as an actor is starting to pay off, but it is a humble beginning. The only catch is, I am not going to talk about my first film I starred in, A Christmas Movie Christmas, that's in 2019, because I already covered that in a separate review. All I can say, that was my film debut, and I was so blessed. So I'm going to talk about the films I did recently, up to the current point. With that said, here it goes. Yours truly, an actor, shall retell the chronicles of his acting career.
It's becoming a bad scene, man. My mind was starting to play tricks on me. Well, folks, I've been holding this off for so long. I think it's time for me to talk about my film career. It may seem hard to believe, but yours truly is an actor. I'm just trying something new with this. Now, so far I already done 4 particular individual films, 1 TV movie, and 3 shorts. While one of the shorts is still in the making right now, this might be a good time for me to talk about the films I've already done in the past, and how my acting career can be zooming. But here's another catch though. Right now I'm just going to talk about the short films I've done. I'll probably talk about my stage career in a separate review. And maybe, if I must, talk about my encounter with some actors at Comic-Con. Maybe.
Now, I already did a review on A Christmas Movie Christmas, so that pretty much explains everything there. That's why I chose not to talk about that movie, because, I already covered it in a separate review.
So I think I'm just going to skip the TV film and go straight to the first short I did. All the way in Southfield, Michigan.
And believe me, the chaos that went through this was unbelievable. And what is it about this movie that I vowed never to film anywhere in Detroit, Southfield, or any particular place in the East Side again? Well, I will explain. Here's what happened. With A Christmas Movie Christmas being the first film I started, not as an actor, but as an extra, I decided to step up my game a bit. And 3 years later, in 2023, I got lucky. There's a Detroit director named Q.C. Alcahill. I hope I pronounced that last name right. Anyway, well, there's a huge backstory to go with this. Well, he was hoping to film the movie in Springfield, which is actually not too far from Detroit. And since I live in Middleville, I had to drive like about 2 hours and 10 minutes to get there. I repeat, 2 hours and 10 minutes to get from the west side of the state to the east side of the state. And believe me when I say, I was not expecting my father to come along with me, or my mother. But he wanted to be there to support his son. And of course, for my father being a country boy, too afraid of a big city, especially Detroit. Oh boy, how could someone put up with some country person's constant whining in the city?
I think it's about time I get another soda pop to calm myself down. After all, you're my soda pop, my little soda pop. And what is this particular short that I shot? Well, that's where yours truly had a small role. The short film is called The Dice, and in that short, I play a man named Sal. So I am the guy who pays off the hitman for doing a job well done. It's a small role, but on a lighter note, I have a line!
Impressive work. I'm gonna run this through the computer and make sure that the job is finished.
And if you're wondering, I don't know either. I don't know where the short is at. I can't find any certain website I can search high and low for. Alcohol doesn't even have it on his own website. One thing there is for sure, I enjoyed it. That was just the tip of the iceberg for my part. And as a reward, after I finished with the shot, I headed right over to White Castle, which is not that far from the location where I was filmed at. Oh, and in case you're wondering, that scene where I filmed my part, it's in some sort of Mediterranean restaurant. But yes, as a reward, I went over to White Castle and got a crave case. I love White Castle. Thank you, Harold and Kumar. Although it did give my father a bit of a scare of his life when he heard some gunshots close by while in the car. That could be a problem for country folk like him. Even the slightest gunshot in the city can make anyone feel very, very nervous. On to the next film.
Dude, the sticker's not budging.
I wonder what's inside that little box.
Dude, it's like Christmas Day.
In the middle of August.
Yeah. The heck? I see fries. Oh, no way.
Oh my goodness. A tin case that contains... Are those...
Stickers, I think?
I think those are stickers. Trouble the French fried thatch. Wow!
That's it.
What an adult Happy Meal.
Yeah, no, it is.
I will say this on a personal note. Why isn't there a White Castle restaurant in West Michigan where I live? We don't have one in Grand Rapids, Middleville, Wayland, Caledonia. Not even around Allegan. Come on, we need a White Castle. We don't want to drive all the way to Detroit just to go to one. Or Golden Corral. Why would you advertise Golden Corral on our TVs when there isn't a Golden Corral in West Michigan? Hello? But that's just me. I'm just saying. QSA informed us that we have to wear a watch while we're filming. Every actor has to wear one. And I still have that watch with me to this day. Of course, in order to get this watch to fit my wrist, we had to punch an extra hole in it. And successfully enough, it fits me. Still works great though. Timing's a little off on that one.
Hakuna Matata. It means no worries.
I'll fix it later. In order for me to get the filming done for that shot, I had to wake up at 5 a.m. in the morning and drove all the way to Southfield where the filming took place, right inside this restaurant. He also told me that I had to wear a nice looking shirt, a black shirt, and also some blue jean pants. But unfortunately the blue jean pants I had did not show up in time, so I had to wear different pants instead. Nice long ones. First I contacted him through video chat to audition for the script. He read the script to me, I read the part, he said, I got it. Several days later, madcap madness. We went down in the afternoon to find this guy, and we were in the area. However, we didn't receive some email information about some changes of locations.
Oh boy.
So first we were outside the library, then we drove around the area. That lasted like an hour, maybe an hour and a half, until QSA finally informed us. I contacted him, QSA, where are you? Then he said, we're at the park, close by. So we went to the park where they had the pavilion. Every cast member was there. Finally, we went there for a read-through. And I was so glad we did. So after that read-through, we finally headed back home. We didn't get back until like 10 or 11 at night. Just when night fell. Yep. That's how far it was to get from Midvale to Detroit. Ever since I did that short, I said to myself, no more. I'm not doing any more movies shot in Detroit or anywhere east. I want to do it close by, and only ones close by. And that was a promise I still kept to this day. But now that I'd done my film with QSA Elka Hill, the next year was going to be a challenge. And it's there I met some newcomers. Maggie and Wayland. Or Roland.
Rollin', 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 keep his wagon rollin'. Ride!
I went back to being an extra for this one. And how, do you wonder, did I actually ended up getting this particular job? First of all, I searched on Facebook, hoping to find some auditions in Michigan. And sure enough, this is among them that caught me.
Hey Timon, we have a celebrity in our presence! Hakuna Matata!
And this movie, from what I found out, it has such a tragic backstory to it. Well, not the behind-the-scenes tragic backstory, just the plot of the story is tragic. Here's what it is. Now, as I'm recording this, the film has not yet been released yet. But it will be. Maggie informed me it's in the editing process. So we'll just let her take her sweet time doing so. This film is going to be called The Luckiest Man Alive. And this shows a kind of a sad story plot to it. Some wedding guests, including the parents, arrived at the scene hoping to see the young couple about to get engaged. But unfortunately, on the way over, the couple suddenly crashed. Yep, a car accident killed both couples, just as they're about to be tying the knot. So, as extras, what turned out to be a banquet and a wedding now turns out to be a funeral. We filmed on location inside this church in East Grand Rapids, and I was so blessed to be inside my home city again, the place I went to elementary school and middle school with, before I was transferred to a high school in my hometown of Midvale in 2004. This moment, where they had a close-up shot of my face, we all had to be crying for this particular scene. I tried. Trust me, I tried. Now keep in mind, This was a couple of months after I lost my grandfather in 2024. So no matter how hard I try to picture about what happened to Grandpa, his funeral, and everything else that happened afterward, I tried, but for some reason no tears were coming out of my eyes. I got teary-eyed, but there were no tears coming out. I honestly wish that we could have shot that scene again so I can do it much more better. But Maggie said, "You did great in that scene. Don't worry, Ben." Well, hearing that, I was relieved. I shot the scene nonetheless. I don't think I ever told Rowland or Maggie the truth about this scene, or what happened before I made the audition. And honestly, I think it's for the best. And believe me when I say, this was wonderful. I made a lot of new friends on that day, and I even told Rowland, if you're looking for a new story to have for your studio, then I'll be happy to send some scripts your way, or even pitch an idea or two. And he said, I'll be looking forward to seeing them. Thank you so much. And the last film that I did was actually recently, in 2025. This film I did was a pilot film, Whisperer. And believe it or not, as I was recording this review, the film had just been posted on YouTube on September 5th. Good timing, Amen. Good freaking timing. By the way, he's the director behind this, and the star. So when I auditioned for this movie, he told me, stay tight. We'll look for the scene or location to shoot your role. I play a man named Lanyon, the first victim to this mysterious killer. Oh yeah, it's that kind of pilot. A horror comedy. Kind of horrific like American Werewolf in London or Young Frankenstein or Dracula Dead Loving It. Those kind of films. And where was I? Oh yes. He told me the location where it was going to be shot. Right up in Allendale at Grand Valley State University during the night. So we finally made it. And lo and behold, my scene was shot first. Here I am, coming out of the building, locking the door behind me. And then, uh-oh, this mysterious shadow of the night has come up to get me. Boom! I went down like a slaughterhouse pig. Gone like a goose. Now, to be honest, there was another scene that was going to be shot of me dying on the spot. But that scene was cut out. Here's what happened from my point of view. What happened was, I wore the same blue shirt as I did for the luckiest man alive. Oh my goodness, what happened in that scene? I was really going to be stabbed right in the throat. Even though it was a knife. What? Well, with a fake knife, I should say. What I'm trying to say. He gave me some cough syrup. It was all dyed red. And from there, I had to hold it in my mouth as long as I could. Lay it on the ground, spit out blood. But surprisingly enough, that scene didn't end up in the final film. I had to hold that in for a little while until the guys were getting their camera ready. Oh my god. What a night.
What a night.
I have pretty strong confidence in my career in acting. And after I saw this beautiful picture that was made by my niece, Jazzy Mathis, this picture inspired me. I'm going to keep on believing. And I know I can do a lot more better. Whether it's speaking properly or slowly as I could, or make it more so villainously and more devilish as they come. But that's me. I'm going to continue my career all the way through. And I know I can do it. and I got fans like you helping me out. It is terrific indeed.
I'm your #1 fan.
And the most supportive one is my girlfriend Lisa. Don't worry, honey. I can do it. As long as I have your love in here, I have full confidence in my career.
Wait!
Oh, there's one more thing I should mention. There's a scene where my picture is shown in that movie. That picture was taken on my cell phone by my mother. I asked her to take that particular picture of me so I can show people what I was doing on Facebook. And surprisingly enough, that ended up in the final film. Amen, you sneaky son of a bitch. And those are my first 4 films I did. I'm so blessed. They're short, sweet, made for the internet, but they're very good starts. I enjoy doing them. I'm having a real good time. Makes me feel happy. And with all the different locations I've been to so far, that's saying a lot. I'm going to continue doing all the work I can do. All for the best, by the best. Right? Right? Right.
I'm still waiting for Hot Now to open its doors in Wayland, Michigan. Every Hot Now restaurant went out of business back then. And since that restaurant originated in Michigan, I'm surprised to find out it's making a comeback. One in Wayland that's going to open up in the summer, and one that's going to open up high up north in Alpena. That's going to open in autumn. So it's nice to see an old nostalgic restaurant making a comeback. So while I wait for the grand opening of the Wayland one, that's right next to the Gun Lake Casino, maybe it's a good time for me to talk about we cut costs, not corners. Get more bang for your burger. Hot Now sure came prepared. They called us the dinging car, that Hot Now. Because when Mom opens up the car door, it goes ding, ding, ding. She can't use the window right by her side because, well, sadly that window doesn't work. Or the back windows. Just the window in the passenger seat. So let's see, we got a big boat combo and Barks. That's a olive burger, cheesy taters, apple turnover, and Barks root beer. That was my mom's order. Double cheeseburger combo, tots, turnovers, and a soft drink. 2 of them. Yep, we had 2 double cheeseburgers. 1 for me and 1 for Dad. And we're in luck. I was wondering where the other cherry Coke went to. Yeah, Hot Now is now open, and I'm so happy to relive the nostalgia factor. I'm Big Bad Ben. Thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and my career as a film actor has begun. I'm gonna have to go back there with my grandmother and my uncle. He loves Hot Now.